It's 1:30 in the morning. What have you been doing this whole time?
Nothing, just the usual homework.
Well, go to bed. It's late.
But I still have to finish all this homework.
The next day, I decided to have a meeting with one of Matthias' students, Professor Baulo. He had assigned some questionable homework assignments, and I simply wanted to know why he's assigning these problems, and if he's aware of the amount of time it consumes in the children's lives.
Professor Balla, what was your homework routine like in middle and high school?
It used to be a simpler way of life, so basically I just go home and start playing video games, watch TV, maybe go to the neighborhood playground and play with my friends. But otherwise, we didn't really have that much homework.
That's how it was when I was a kid too. But now I feel that you're assigning far too much homework, as my son is staying up till midnight or later, and on some occasions even fakes falling asleep and then gets back up later to do the rest of his homework because you and many other teachers are assigning so much homework. Do you agree with this, or do you think that you're assigning a fair amount of homework?
I always felt that my homework was fair amount because I know that I can give students a certain amount allotted for the level of coursework that I offer. And part of that is because I know that every student has at least 5 hours after school to do homework, and I want a chunk of that 5 hours so that when they come to my class, they are prepared and they are ready for the next lesson.
Do you feel there's a correlation between homework and achievement?
It's hard to tell at this point or in my career if there's truly a correlation. I mean, I've seen students do well in homework but do poorly in class and vice versa. But I still see the value in it, and the reason why I still give homework is that when it does make sense for a student at home, they bring it back to the classroom, and if it doesn't make sense, then they can bring those questions to the class.
Okay, yesterday my son had an assignment in math where he had to find the distance between Sacramento to every other state capital. And I find that this is completely unnecessary for a math class because, I mean, it just seems repetitive and, like, I don't even know all the state capitals.
Well, you see, the latest trend now in education is to bring different subjects together. It's what we call cross-disciplinary curriculum. And the concept is that through math you can learn more about your state capitals, and as you're in history class or social studies, you're also learning about math or applying math, so that the education is holistic, not just into these small boxes that are separate from each other. Because that's how life operates. Everything is interrelated.
That night, in an email chain started by the class parents to seek chaperones for a field trip, I removed the teacher's name, changed the subject line, and then asked the parents in the class whether their children found the homework load onerous. After a few minutes, replies started coming in from parents along the lines of, "Thank God, we thought we were the only ones. Our son has been up until 2 a.m. crying," and so forth. Half the class parents responded that they thought too much homework was an issue. I've been wary of Esme's workload, and I've often suspected that teachers don't have any idea about the cumulative amount of homework the kids are assigned. There's little to no coordination among teachers when it comes to assignments and test dates. I begin to write the essay. Memorization, not rationalization. I can't imagine there will be a magical reduction in homework assignments anytime soon. But what I will continue to do at every opportunity is remind teachers that if each is assigning an hour of homework a night, and the average kid is taking 4 or 5 academic classes, then that is simply an unrealistic cumulative workload. Give the kids a break, once in a while. I don't expect the teachers to drastically curtail their assignments, just to occasionally lighten the load. Of course, I may just be balancing the scales against those parents asking for extra assignments for their child. I decide to give up on algebra for the night. It's only Friday, and I have until Monday to finish my homework. Well, imagine if after putting in a full day at the office, and school is pretty much what our children do for a job, you had to come home and do another 4 or so hours of office work, Monday through Friday. Plus, Matthias gets homework every weekend. If your job required that kind of work after work, how long would you last?